Beautiful Queensland Raceway. No better place to go racing and no better category to have than Monochrome GT4 Australia. 27 cars about to head out and about and put on a show. Plenty of good storylines. Greg Rust is alongside me as well. We've had a couple of guys that have just been to Monza, including Cam McLeod. So competing internationally, we've got supercars stars in the mix as well. Aaron Cameron and Job Stewart's there as well, so there's lots to look forward to in this class, isn't there?
This series in 2026 has gone to a whole new level in terms of the volume of cars, the calibre of the competition that you're talking about. So it is tough to see the likes of an Aaron Seaton, for example, on the sidelines here this weekend. He's helping engineer some of the cars here in the pit lane. Obviously, that car that he would ordinarily be helping to drive was involved in a decent accident last time out. They have a new shell, a new Mustang shell that has arrived for that car, and he's pretty confident they'll have it back on track for Darwin, our next stop on the tour.
Yeah, Cameron Crick and Dean Campbell, another one involved in an incident at the Bend, so they're looking forward to getting repaired and back out on track too. So we're missing a couple, but still 27 as we see the Audi there of Blake Purdy and Job Stewart just head out now. So certainly looking forward to this one. Up in commentary, it's a very good morning, I think, still to Richie Crail and also Tom Ray.
Stubbsy, Rusty, thank you. It's still morning here. Temperature creeping up into the low 20s now. So we head for a top of 25 degrees in beautiful southeast Queensland. It is a stunning day, gentle breeze, but no real wind that's going to affect track conditions today as we get set for qualifying in round 3 of the Monochrome GT4 Australia Championship. It has been a ripper so far this year, Thomas Randall. We've not had a race where you go, oh, there could have been more. There's been races where we've gone, that was too much, calm down. It has been thrilling so far, and Queensland Raceway always puts on good racing. And in combined practice times yesterday, 19 cars covered by less than 1 second. This is going to be on.
It is. Good morning, Crailsy. Good morning, everyone tuning in to our live coverage here Saturday at Queensland Raceway. Now, the other thing that's going to be really important here with 27 cars on a 3.1 kilometre circuit is how are you going to get clear track in a 15-minute session? Now, speaking about track, here's what it looks like. Queensland Raceway.
Well, where do you get clear racetrack? Where are you aiming to find yourself with 150, 200 metres in front of you and this 6Ks and 6 corners and 3.2 kilometres?
Well, it's combining that, Crailsy, with timing it with getting your tyres in the windows. So we saw in GT World Challenge Australia, powered by AWS, a few cars that trundled through the lane to get a bit of clear track. So 6 corners, it looks easy on paper, as it's known as the paper clip. Opened in 1999 and owned now by Tony Quinn, as we all like to call it, Queensland Raceway. That's been thrown around a little bit today. Lots of straights and lots of challenging corners. There's still a few cars, 3 of the Mustangs now, just rolling out of pit lane.
Yeah, that's sensible from the Multi-Spares Racing and the McLeod team, who have just sort of decided to let their cars out right at the end of the session. So the cars that left pit lane first, the Nippy's Audi being the first car out, it's coming into turn 6, as you can see. Those Mustangs going out of pit lane now. So they're 2.8 of the 3.2 Ks behind as the cars start the lap. So the Nippy's Audi, most recent winner in the championship last time out at the Bend Motorsport Park. Job Stewart and Blake Purdy were spectacular in South Australia, and 12 months ago here, they were on pole position as well. The Audi likes Queensland Raceway. That's the starting list. 27 cars, as the guys touched on, coming into this weekend. We're down a couple. We're missing Dean Campbell and Cameron Crick as well, the D.A. Campbell Transport Racing guys. They'll be back later in the year in their Ford Mustang after a big impact at the Bend as well. So we look forward to welcoming them back. But so many stories. The silver class is being led by Blake Tracy and George Miedeke. They're just 6 points in front of Aaron Cameron and Lockie Dalton. Silver Am is being led by that orange BMW. Ryder Quinn has been the star of the show once again. He's a bit jet-lagged. He's just come back from a big European jaunt as part of his BMW Young Driver program that he is involved in. So he is leading that class. Steve Jackie behind the wheel again for his second round of the year so far. And the AM class being led by Glenn Walker in his Ford Mustang with 89 points. Ryder Quinn, by the way, has got quite a handy championship lead in Silver Am coming into the halfway point of the championship. So that's how it sits. as we get set for 2 qualifying sessions, 15 minutes apiece. That will set the grid for our 2 one-hour races this weekend. And tonight, Thomas, we go night racing. It's been billed as twilight, but we were here at the scheduled start time last night at 5 o'clock, and it was night. It was full dark. It's Le Mans weekend. We're going to channel a bit of that this evening.
And I think, yeah, right at the start of the race, I'd say there's going to be a bit of sun glare into turn 2. That's one thing that's always tricky at that time of day. But we had a twilight race here last year, and it was wet.
Yeah.
And there was so much action. Unfortunately, the Blake Purdy out, he got caught up in that incident down at turn number 3. And it was actually Shane Smollen that came out on top. And he won outright on the Saturday here last year in the AM class, but he won outright. So it was an amazing race for us. It was an amazing race for everyone, and I'm sure we're in for a beauty this afternoon.
Let's get down to Rusty in the lane.
While George is out there racing, I thought I'd grab a quick word with the young man, a lot of talent who was with him this year. Blake, firstly, how was Friday and how are you looking heading into this?
Yeah, pretty confident, just super laser focused, going about things as usual. We didn't throw a new set of greens at it yesterday. We just want to save them for Sydney, where it's a high deck track. But yeah, everyone, we were like 17th, but we're really happy with the car. We've tuned a bit just for the green tyre, and it's going to be my first ever run on a slick tyre. With a green, we've always been from Trans with the Hoosier, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, he's got a big smile on his face. Quickly, you guys have swapped for the weekend, but it's for a very good reason, because George is sort of on standby for the arrival of a baby, isn't he?
Absolutely. It's awesome news. Him and Jess having a baby boy, so I think old Pop Andrew Madecki's going to be pretty happy. So no, we're on standby, because if he gets a call late Saturday night, we can't compete on Sunday. So in order for us to compete on Sunday, I have to qualify second so I can do the full race. So just doing the right thing. He's an awesome dad.
On you, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Really interesting stuff from a really interesting young guy, Blake Tracy. One of the many young rising stars of our sport. He's got a great future. He's a ripping character. So first opportunity to qualify the car on a new slick tyre, which is cool, having come from Trans Am racing, which is a completely different kettle of fish, and they're playing the strategy game. So by taking part in that second session, that means he can take the start for race number 2 tomorrow, and if George has to get back to Port Macquarie for the impending berth, then he'll be able to do the full race solo. So they're thinking ahead, LIQUI Motorsport, which is good to see. And while their Ford Mustangs weren't that fast relatively yesterday, having not run a new tyre, Aaron Cameron and Lockie Dalton, I should say, were 4th quickest and only a 10th off the outright pace, so they were fast. So the Mustangs will have good pace here at Queensland Raceway regardless. Jared Hughes, speaking of good pace, very, very quick, goes to the top with a 1 minute 12.6 as a 10th up on Tom Heyman. Method Motorsport McLarens have always been very handy here at Queensland Raceway, and off the back of finally breaking through for that massive, historic first win after a year of trying, Jared Hughes and Summer Rintoul are currently quickest in qualifying one.
The Mother's Day win.
Yeah, what a weekend.
Absolutely. And that's over a second quicker than what they did in practice 2 yesterday. So 13.7, Crailsey, was the fastest time yesterday afternoon, and they've gone and done a 12.6. Still 8 minutes remaining in this one. And one thing that we've seen today, and what we see in these short sessions, is how crucial it is to bank an early flyer, because a red flag can come out at the worst time. And when you've got 27 cars out there, the chances of that happening are pretty high. And it's rained overnight, the grass is wet, so you can end up in a gravel trap quite easily. So as I say that, Blake Purdy now jumps to the top by 0.04 of a second with a 12.62. And that car has been fast, not only here, but also at the bend. Unfortunately, they missed round 1 at Phillip Island. They had a couple of issues with the car when they shook it down at Malala earlier in the year. So it's great to see them out in the Team BRM prepared Audi. And the other interesting thing is that car, at the start of qualifying, leaves in pit priority, because they're parked with their GT3 team, which is at the top end of town. So that works out really well for them when it comes to track position.
Jared Hughes and Summer Rintoul have not qualified better than 13th so far this season. So anything in the top 10 would be a massive result for the number 87 Method Motorsport car. This is Ryan Sorensen on screen. And a spectacular number 11 car, one of the 3 McLarens being run by the team that co-owner Chazzy Mostert is steering the ship. He got his sunglasses sponsor to kit the entire team out this weekend, so they're all looking very cool. Blake Purdy going on with it. a 12.4 extends the margin to 2/10 now, so the Audi looking good, with Job Stewart to jump in that car for qualifying number 2. So they've got 2 aces up their sleeve. Purdy, Hughes, Heyman, the top 3. Daniel Frugas celebrated his 21st birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Daniel. The GWR Australia number 9 Toyota Supra. He's in 4th position at the moment. Caleb Patterson in 5th and leading the Silver Am class. Blake Dowdle next. Cam McLeod is 7th. He called me Matt Nolte yesterday, so I'm tempted to not mention him at all, but he's doing a nice job. Cameron in 7th, Lockie Evanet in 8th, Zach Suter 9th, and Ryder Quinn rounding out the top 10. Nathan Callahan on top in the AM class in 20th place.
Now, someone we haven't really seen fire a shot is Aaron Cameron, and it looked like on the front left, we just sort of saw it in the foreground, or on the front right, sorry, there's a bit of tape or something just flying off the front of that car. I mean, not that it's going to have really any effect, but he's just approaching or coming out of the final corner now. Aaron Cameron, that is. So he's down in 15th place. This should be a PB lap as he crosses the line, and he stays in 15th. So I'm not really sure what's going on there with the 27 Ford. I think they had some gremlins yesterday in practice too. The top Ford at the moment is in 6th, which is Dowdle on a 113 flat. Aaron Cameron with a 13.4. So keen to see what Aaron can do in this car, and he's paired up with Lockie Dalton. So that's a pretty strong pairing when you've got a current Supercars driver and the current Super 2 championship leader in the same car.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? So Blake Dowdle, P6, which would equal their best qualifying performance of the year in the car he shares with reigning Radical champion Cooper Cutts. Lockie Evanet up a bunch of spots. The young man from Townsville goes to 7th. Jared Hughes in pit lane. They still got 5 minutes to go in the session, but it all looks pretty relaxed down at Method Motorsport. I wonder if they feel like they've got the most out of that car. Save a Pirelli tyre for the second session for when Summer gets behind the wheel. Glenn Walker's just gone to the top in the AM class, 20th outright. You can tell the different classes by the numbers on your timing totem left of screen. There's that little bit of tape just flapping around on the multi-spares racing Ford Mustang you were pointing out. Purdy across the line again with a 12.9. No improvement for the Audi. Remains on top, 0.2 of a second. 4.5 minutes remaining in qualifying number 1.
Yeah, so this car's about a second off at the moment. So they're back in 15th position. And there is the provisional pole man in behind him, Blake Purdy, as I think that's Heyman now in the lane as well. So both Method Motorsport McLarens are just having a bit of a breather with 4 minutes remaining.
And the number of laps at QR you can do in a session, it's a short lap, so 72 seconds plus a bit for pole position. And traditionally the pole time has come a little bit earlier in the session here than it might at other racetracks, because they do get them up to temperature and pressure quicker. You can punch out that 1 lap you get. So 2 laps on this Pirelli. Ooh. Nice and early. Off the road is the Slattery car for McElroy Racing. That's Jay Murray. He's 16th at the moment. The teenager from Geelong will be all up and about. The Cats had a massive win last night in the white round down at Geelong Stadium. Off the road, turn number 2.
Just caught the back end of that. Maybe he dropped a wheel on the way in potentially, but he's kept it out of the fence. And he's just making sure he rejoins in a safe manner. It's quite a big closing speed there between the cars that have come out of turn 2 correctly.
Dad Nathan Murray just going past. He's in the red car, the Morris car. So father and son, one of a couple of father and son combinations running this weekend. Blake Purdy is in the lane. He's done. Daniel Frugas is in the lane. Looks like he's done as well. So the top 4 cars all now in pit lane. Caleb Patterson still on top in Silver Am and 5th outright and looking very, very strong. So Team BRM go to work, looking to get that car ready for the back half of the session. So Caleb Patterson and Kent Quinn.
So they're looking at changing tyres here. That right rear, I can see out of the comp box, they're changing the right rear on that car. I guess getting ready for qualifying too. So they might be doing, I'd assume that they'll be doing a full set for the next qualifying session.
Caleb had a class pole position in the Silver Am class at the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. So he's got 1 pole to his credit, looking for another one at the moment, at 5th outright. for the Norogenics Proteins Porsche is a great result. Audi, 2 McLarens, Toyota, Porsche, Ford in the top 6. So 5 different brands in the 6 at the moment, showing the diversity in GT4 Australia racing, and it is just so fiercely competitive this year. 14 cars covered by less than a second, and then there's 17 cars covered by exactly 1 second at the moment.
So for those that are tuning in this morning, this sets the grid for race 1 this afternoon, and the drivers that are in the cars now, they will take part. They will take the start, I should say, for race 1, and then qualifying 2, which will be straight after this, will set the grid for race 2, and those drivers will start race 2, which is basically what we heard from Blake Tracy earlier. Yep. That's why he has to take part in qualifying 2. So fairly simple, but just so everyone's aware.
So George Miedeke has qualified this car currently in 12th position. Speak of the Neville, there he is. There's no Neville, he's one of the nicest people in motorsport. The Miedeke family are outstanding, and yeah, best of luck to them. Impending berth. We've had a couple of those in the paddock this year, Thomas. Nick McBride. Phillip Island was very much on baby watch and was ready to dash back to Melbourne for race. Turned out that the impending berth waited 2 weeks. So the stress for race weekend didn't need to happen. I wonder if that might be the same for the Miedekes.
Why is it always around a race meeting?
It's just bad timing, isn't it, really?
So 30 seconds left in this one. You'd say the top 6 cars are in the pits. Cam McLeod back in 8th and Zach Suter in 9th. They're also in the lane. And did Aaron Cameron improve? No. So he's still down in 15th. They've parked it, and 1 second off for those guys. So that's a long way off. They've been really strong. Yeah, and they're 0.5 behind the best Mustang. So it's not even a Ford Mustang thing. They're just struggling at the moment. The Multi-Spares Racing team, we won for our crew in pit lane to chase up and just see what's going on down there with the number 27 squad, Lockie Dalton, to jump behind the wheel. The second part of qualifying coming up very soon. The checkered flag is out. So all the lap times were done quite early in that session. Blake Purdy's best lap came on lap number 6, Jared Hughes on lap number 4, Tom Heyman on number 5. And it's going to be Blake Purdy who gets pole position for the second time in as many years at Queensland Raceway. The Nippies Audi is strong. Rusty.
We are just down with Jared Hughes. Summer Rintoul is already at the wheel of the McLaren. That session started pretty reasonable for you guys.
Yeah, no, it was good. I think with how this year's gone so far, qualifying for us, we're really happy to have our car in second and Tommy in third. But we got a good quali car, I think. Just need to work on a bit of horsepower for the race, unfortunately. Okay, you and I yesterday, which viewers will be able to see on our coverage here on Fox and KO, with Summer, did a walk of the track, and you gave us a couple of insights, and I'll give a little sneak on that now. The way your car delivers its speed here is different to the Merc, different to the Mustang, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. You taught me a few things on that little trip. No, you taught me. No, there's a big difference in, obviously Summer and I were in the Merc last year. There's a big difference in how we have to drive this car to line-wise and throttle and all sorts of different things. So now when you go for a track walk, and you guys are going to see there's so many different lines you can take depending on the manufacturer you are, but obviously our lines didn't go too bad. Finally, she created history. You guys did something very special last time out at Tailem Bend. She's got a really nice personable nature about her, but when that helmet goes on, you told me she changes. Is this true? Yeah, she's the most aggressive road driver I've ever seen, but hopefully she's got a little bit of that now in this quali session, but to get her first win was unreal, and to back it up with that is so cool too. She's doing an amazing job this weekend, and all we can do is just lick the stamp and send it, hey? Come on, yeah. Great stuff, mate. Let you get back to it. Thank you. Thanks, mate.
Good interview. He's always worth a chat, Jared Hughes. I mentioned the young rising stars in our sport. Well, he's another one to keep an eye on. He's got a bright future. And if the driving doesn't work out, he could probably do TV as well. So confirmation of qualifying 1 results for Monochrome GT4. The South Australian team on top, the Nippies Audi with Blake Purdy for the second time in as many years, gets a pole position at QR. Method Motorsport McLaren's next. Daniel Frugas, 21 plus a day in 4th. Then Caleb Patterson, Blake Dowdle. So Caleb Patterson on pole in Silver Am. Glenn Walker got the job done in the AM class to grab pole position by a couple of tenths over Nathan Callahan in the Porsche. Highlights, qualifying number 1 for Monochrome GT4 Australia to set the grid for the night race this evening at Queensland Raceway. 27 cars rolling out to 3.15 kilometres. It means it's a busy little racetrack. And that was certainly the story over this qualifying session as drivers pushed the limits. That was Ryder Quinn hanging it all out. He ended up in 11th position, perhaps a little bit out of position from where he would expect to be. The Audi, it was fast. It was the first car out of pit lane. It was the first car to set a representative lap time. And it was the first car to set the quickest lap time of the session where it stayed. A little bit of debris coming off the front corner of the multi-spares racing car. Off the road went Jay Murray in the slattery BMW run by McElroy Racing on the exit of turn 2. He would live to fight another day and rejoin. But out in front, the Audi was on top. McLaren's was second and third. Back down to a very busy pit lane, Charlie Barlow.
Thanks, Krause. Silver and pole sitter Caleb Patterson. He was so excited. He ran completely off as he got out of the car to hug his parents and see how wonderful it is to be sitting on pole for race 1. Congratulations.
Thank you. No, that was awesome. We always try and get the car speedy. This is a home track for us, so we've got all the family and friends out here. The team's done a mega job, and it's really nice to finally have no mechanical difficulties and prove we've got the speed and we've got results in us. So yeah, can't wait to start where we are. I think we were P5 overall. So there's always room for improvement, so we'll see how we go.
And Scott's in the car now. Any sort of data download as he hopped in?
Yeah, I just pretty much ran through. I just told him the track's really quick. Lots changed over 24 hours, which is amazing. So yeah, car's fast. He knows that, obviously, seeing that session go ahead. So yeah, he's pumped, he's keen. We'll see how he goes.
Pumped and keen, that's how you do it. Race 1, here he comes.
Sweet, thank you.
Rusty?
He's just tried to lower the height. Hey, you've ended. I know you're happy, which is good. You've ended up P12 there, but it'd take a little bit to get the tyres to the kind of optimal window. What's the thoughts on that session for you?
Yeah, no, sure. I'm not happy, mate. You know, a couple of tenths and I would have been in the 5, and I think I would have been happy with that. But look, it's just I'm a victim of how close it is. You know, the category is in such a great spot at the moment. You know, literally 2 tenths would have put me 3rd or 4th, and from 12th. So. It's pretty awesome to be in a category like that and to have such a competitive nature. You know, I qualified Aaron Cameron, which I'm pretty pumped about, but that doesn't help me in 12th, so we'll see how we go tonight. But I'm very proud of our other car, the 95. Blake Dowdle did an excellent job. I think he's in the top 6 there, and you know, I think it's a really, really good job for a guy who's never even been to Queensland Raceway before.
Okay, I'll leave you to it. And guys, as I think we go back to you in commentary, you may have flagged as I walked up and down the lane there before about multi-spares. I'll endeavour to go down and get some answers on that for you.
Thank you, Rusty. Appreciate that. Good to hear from George Medici as well, doing his part for the vertically challenged of us in the world. While we get set for qualifying number 2, let's take a closer look at Queensland Raceway. Let's do it aboard a Porsche 718 Cayman GT4. And your chauffeur for this hot lap is young gun Jensen Shearer.
Hi guys, I'm Jensen Shearer, driver of the Supercar Insurance and Mainliner Services Porsche GT4 RS. We're here at Queensland Raceway and I'm going to take you for a lap. So coming into turn 1 now, braking at the green apron there and turning it in, back on the throttle. Use a little bit of curb on the exit here, stay in the middle of the track for turn 2, and then just wait for the car to get into gate and get the throttle back down. Out of turn 2 now, going down the long back straight, going pretty fast here, brake in just after the 150 board and turn it in, get an early apex there, and gradually back on the throttle using all of the exit on the side road here. Up the gears, as you can see I'm just turning my aircon on because I'm hot, and braking just before the side road here, down here, trail brake in, back on the throttle, half throttle, 75%, up, short shift to 3rd, and then glide through there just like that. Okay, coming up to the 6th and final corner now, brake in, I don't even have a braking marker for that, but turn it in, early apex, and gradually back on the throttle as early as you can, and that is all. We're done. Lap of the Queensland Raceway. Thanks, guys.
He's been on the podium once this year at the Phillip Island Grand Prix, Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. Jensen Shearer, young gun, making his debut national level GT4 racing this weekend as we fly over this incredible pit lane vista with 27 GT4 cars all lined up and set to go. Charlie?
Thanks, Krause. Silver Am, current championship leader, Ryder Quinn. Thought I'd come have a quick chat. P4 for you there. You were saying you've made some changes and they're sort of bedding in at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the team have done a great job. From yesterday, we thought we were in such a great position coming in today, and really I probably underdrove and sort of didn't expect how much extra I could go. So, you know, bit on the driver, and it's so close, right? It was a 10th, I think, first in class, so it's a bit of a shame. I'm a bit bummed, but look, I mean, we've raced from 11th overall and P4 outright, so sorry, and 4th in class. So look, we can all race from there. The car's fantastic. The car's really good. The teams have put it in such a good window, so I'm really looking forward to it.
And of course, racing under lights, but you're in first.
Yeah, I know, it's a shame because, you know, it's such a rare occurrence here in Australia, especially that you get to race under lights. So, I mean, it's good for Steve that he gets to drive under lights because it's such a cool experience. But I'm a bit bummed that I miss out on doing it. So, no, it's good.
No, it's still good. You'll go racing. Thanks. Rusty?
No problems with the most lush moustache in motorsport. I'm glad you got a little smile, but was the session not ideal? What's going on?
Yeah, Rusty, I've been trying to tune lots of turn and oversteer into this multi-spares Mustang, and oh boy did we get it in that session. So she was pretty loose and wild. P15, nowhere near it. Not good enough. Hopefully we can, well, yeah, Lockie's in for a hell of a show on this one, so hopefully we can try and focus on Sunday. So
I mean, that's my next question, because of the time in between, you can't really do much. So he gets to the wheel of the car, but with a bit of advice from you, can you do anything at all to help him here?
I just said, hold on, brother, and see how you go. It's not that we can't change anything. It's just, it's what it is. So he'll be right. We got a 10-second penalty for today's race because it's last round. So this race is already screwed. So tomorrow is the focus.
Okay, thanks for chatting with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
He always speaks pretty frankly, does Aaron Cameron. That's us. That's where we are upstairs here in this brilliant control tower at Queensland Raceway, where there's all sorts of corporate hospitality going on to our left and lots of guests enjoying the action and a little refreshing beverage responsibly, of course, as they enjoy the LIQUI MOLY GT Festival Queensland here at Shannons SpeedSeries. And we're now set for qualifying number 2. Monochrome GT4 Australia set the grid for tomorrow's 1-hour race that will basically signify the halfway point of this championship. Still a lot of racing to come, and it is way up for grabs. So we roll out, another 15 minutes on the clock, and once again the Audi leads the field out, and this time it's the young man from Mount Gambier, Job Stewart, full-time supercars racer for Erebus Motorsport, who has really enjoyed his stint in GT cars for the first time this year, linking up with Blake Purdy.
And almost everyone rolling out on a second set of Pirelli sticker tyres. So this is going to be interesting. And it seemed like Aaron Cameron was a bit perplexed there with where the speed went. They were third yesterday, a 10th off, and now they're a second off. So I just thought I'd get this up for you, Krause. These are all the things you can do between the qualifying sessions. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do regarding changing the setup. So the only things you can do, change the tyre pressures, clean the car, change drivers and tyres, basically. So here's our starting list for qualifying 2.
Yep, same field as you've seen before, but it'll be the different driver, the second driver for those running 2 driver combinations. Some running solo, so basically you run both of them. Jake Camilleri, Queenslander, will be one of those doing that in that Mobil 1 Ford Mustang. But yeah, you're right, there's not much you can do. So if you're unhappy with the car setup point of view between sessions, the only time you can change it basically is now. You have to start the session, then come in and make changes. But you've only got 15 minutes to do that, and by the time you get back around, you've only got 13. So it's a challenge. If you're not happy with what you got to run what you got now for the next 15 minutes. Rusty?
You talked at the top of the qualifying about the calibre of drivers in this field, the calibre of teams in this field. I've just spotted as car controller for Cameron McLeod and Mason Harvey, none other than David Couchy, who's worked in more recent time with Penrite Racing, formerly with Red Bull Ampol Racing in Supercars. Nice little smile from him. Great to see him back in the pit lane and here working in GT4.
Wow, a bit of Bathurst winning and championship winning guru-ness happening down, it's a word, down in pit lane.
If you say it, it's a word, of course.
It absolutely is. Cool to see Couchy in the paddock. A lot of supercar faces pop up at these weekends as well. A bit of moonlighting both in the GT4 and GT World Challenge paddocks, keep themselves busy between supercars events as we get set for a second session. Can the Audi go back-to-back? It's probably the big question. Certainly the driver's up for the job. We've seen Blake Purdy do the job in qualifying 1. What about Job Stewart? Or will it be a Ford Mustang? Or perhaps one of those McLarens? Jet Murray behind the wheel of number 25 WM Waste car from Method Motorsport. He's sharing with the double champion in Tommy Heyman. What's he got to showcase this weekend?
I feel like we're going racing right now, Crazy, because there's so many little battle packs of 5 to 6 cars everywhere, you know, and then it's ironic, isn't it? You've got all these battle packs, and then right in front of us, there's about the middle of the track between the exit of turn 3 and the entry to turn 6 is completely clear track. So as always, everyone just finds each other in a session where you need to get some clear track. So it does make it tricky. That's something that we've, you know, it's been a big talking point for these qualifying sessions.
Do you find when you're qualifying here this place a bit easier to get track position? I know it's a busy lap, but you can see across. You can look across from turn 2 and see where people are at 4 and 5. Do you use that? Do you look at that?
Absolutely. You know, it's so open here. Wherever you are on the track, you can see what is happening around you. It's not like a street circuit or tracks like Phillip Island, for example, where you can't really see what's going on because there's elevation, or same at Tail and Bend. Here, the track's flat, and it's open. You can see so much of what's happening. Some people, though, they prefer to have a car in front of them, maybe not directly in front, but it could be 3 or 4 car lengths as a bit of a yardstick. But if you're going to do that, you need to know who it is. It needs to be someone that you know is quick, not someone who's, you know, a second or 2 seconds off the pace. But look at this. I feel like we're on lap 2 of a race with how close everyone is bunched up at the moment. So it makes it challenging. And I mean, at this point in the session, tyres are still coming up to temp. This Pirelli tyre takes a few laps to get in the optimal window from not just a tyre pressure point of view, but also tyre temp. The good thing is, though, is that because these cars have all just done qualifying 1, they've had that chance to bake from putting that second green set on while they're waiting in pit lane with the hot brakes and all that sort of stuff. So at least there is that bit of residual temperature that's come out of the brakes into the tyres. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what these last 10 minutes bring.
So for a moment there we had the 2 Murrays, unrelated, first and second. They've been split by Jensen Shearer and Chris Lillis, the West Australian, then topped them all in the number 64 Porsche. So he's gone quickest at a 13.8, but every single car on the racetrack has a personal best sector to their name at the moment. Job Stewart, 19th, yet to set a representative lap time, but is about to go quickest if he can complete the lap in the Nippy's Audi, because he's gone comfortably purple in the middle sector, which is quickest of everybody. Jet Murray for Method goes back to the top. Stewart goes to second. Decent final sector as well to complete that lap, misses out by 1/10 of a second. Chris White, the Kiwi, driving with Daniel Frugas in the number 9 GWR Supra, is 3rd. Lillis back to 4th. Jared Kite up to 5th place and leading the way in the Silver Am class. Then it's Wallace, Shearer, Dalton, Jay Murray and Jack Johnson rounding out the top 10 in the 114 car. He's sharing with Willie Exton.
And Mason Harvey's at the moment purple sector 1 on this lap. So that's the 227 Ford Mustang, as there's a ripper shot with our drone following the McLaren, the next McLaren I should say, into turn 4.
It's Jet Murray, currently quickest. This lap has shown a little bit of improvement in the middle sector, but he gave away a few tenths in the first. So he'll need to nail this final sector to get some time. Mason Harvey is going on with it though, and goes on with it indeed into the 12s and goes to the top. The young West Aussie, son of multiple national saloon car champion Clint, and Mason goes to the top of the 12.9. Jet Murray pushed back to 2nd place. There's improvement that time round. Improves his lap time, not his position. Remains 2nd.
And Blake Tracy just pops up into the top 5 of the 13.4. And remember, he told us this is his first time on a slick tyre in qualifying. So, whoa, that's Tracy. We just spoke about him. The commentator's curse, as he's gone around at turn 1, does well to keep it out of the gravel. And he's got to be careful as he sees the car going through there. And wow, that was a good save. So let's see what happened here.
It's Cooper Cutts going past in the 95. Exit turn 1. Sideways as it came into shot, so that broke away mid-corner at the apex.
Just going a little bit beyond the limit of adhesion there. just finding those limits on as we just spoke about, on a green slick tyre. There's a little bit of dirt that's on the track. Shouldn't be too much of a hindrance to anyone. There is Mediki about to give him a radio message, or is giving him a radio message, probably saying it's all good, mate. Still 7 minutes remaining in this one. He's clearly got the pace. And the top, let's have a look, the top 14 cars separated by 1 second. And
Jet Murray goes to the top. Jet Murray goes to the top with a 12.8. So pulls a 1/10 of a second on Mason Harvey. So the McLaren, it's McLaren versus Mustang at the moment at the top of the pops. Job Stewart's gone to third in the Audi, so backing up that pace we saw from the pole position winning car in qualifying number 1. Just over 6.5 minutes to go. Murray, Harvey, Stewart, Chris White, GR86 champion from New Zealand, got this opportunity thanks to Toyota Gazoo Racing NZ to come over and do a bunch of rounds in Monochrome GT4 Australia in the number 9 car with Daniel Frugas, and he is a fast superstar in the making. Another one from NZ. And Jensen Shearer, great job from the Porsche. He took us for the tour of Queensland Raceway before the session. He's 5th. Tracy, despite the spin, 6th. Camilleri, the hometown hero, up to 7th. Jay Murray in 8th position. Big improvement from where he was in qualifying 1. Then it's Lillis on top in the AM class, and a close packed field just in behind.
So I think Jet Murray just rolled out of it actually at the last corner. He's let Job Stewart through, which is ironic because Job Stewart's on a PB lap as Harvey enters the pits with 5 minutes remaining. Let's see what Job Stewart does. He crosses the line. Does he improve? No. Just lost out in that final sector. And the top 2 are actually the only cars at the moment that are in the 12s. So our previous qualifying session, the pole time was a 12.4. So we're about 4/10 away from that right now.
When we got to that point in the session as well, where everyone's completed 4, 5 or 6 laps, and that will mean 3 or 4 push laps where you're using the most of the Pirelli tyre you've got beneath you. So we're starting to see the lap times just normalise now, and less colour on our timing screen, which indicates quick lap times.
Summer Rentals just gone and set her personal best sector 1, which is about 2/10 away of the fastest first sector, which was set by Mason Harvey. So she's 24.6 the first sector. Interesting to see how she finishes this lap. We're just seeing where she is on track, approaching turn 4. So
about to trip the second sector, so she's on for some improvement here, looking to get that car in the top 10. Still a personal best lap so far for the McLaren. Chris White has improved this lap as well. He's looking to jump up a spot if he can, but no, he gives away some time in the final sector in that dark blue and bright yellow GWR Australia car. Garth Walden is running cars in 3 categories this weekend. He's got 4 transporters here. It is a massive logistical operation. Summer, a great lap, 7th place, 1 minute 13.5, 6/10 of a second away from Jet Murray, but well into the top 10. So backing up that qualifying form that they've started to discover now in car 87.
So Mason Harvey with that 12.9, Cam McLeod in the same car in session 1 to 13 flat, so almost the same time. He was back in position number 8. So Mason Harvey at the moment will be on the front row for tomorrow's race. As here is Summer Rintoul in the 87 McLaren. So she's done a 13.5, which was last time round. And White is actually on the lap at the moment in the Toyota Supra.
Didn't complete it last time round, Tom, but see if he can go better in the final sector this time round. He's currently in turn number 6, so you can see there's some green highlights alongside his name. 4th place on the timing totem at the moment, looking to improve and maybe get himself up a spot, maybe a row, but no, again, that final sector is costly. Rintoul's going on with this. We're watching the 87 JGI car come out of turn 6, caught up behind Jay Murray, who's 9th, only 2 places further behind. Is there a more improvement? No, a little bit of traffic cost, but almost identical lap time to her personal best lap of the session. Jet Murray is done out of the car, talking to his co-driver Tom Heyman.
And that's Raymond Lau, engineer there and data engineer at Walkinshaw as well in the Supercars Championship. So Jet Murray, like you said, they're in the pits. I reckon they've probably called it with just under 3 minutes remaining. Lockie Dalton also in the pits, and yeah, something's amiss with that car, whether it's just setup related, because once again, 1 second off the pace, both drivers, and we know how strong that combination is. He said second in the championship. They're way back in 15th, so this has been a real challenge for both of those guys in qualifying this morning.
If he can hold on, this would be Jet Murray's first pole position for Method Motorsport in Monochrome GT4 Australia. Tom Heyman has a bunch of them over the last couple of championship winning seasons, but it would be a personal best for Jet, who for his races so far this year has qualified in 4th and 5th positions respectively.
Now, the Nippy's Audi's come to a halt on the entry to turn 4. I don't know whether he's just trying to let all the cars out of the way, so we'll just see if he gets going, which he's not. That Audi still pulled to the side at turn number 4 entry, so that's the Job Stewart Audi. I would have thought he would have got going by now, so is there an issue there? They've thrown the red flag.
So the Nippy's Audi has stopped 3rd at the moment, Job Stewart. The 1 minute 13.2. He's pulled hard across the driver's left, so he's well out of harm's way, but they've red flagged the session with 90 seconds to go. That will be the end of qualifying number 2 for Monochrome GT4 Australia.
I thought he was just letting some of the cars through, but clearly there's more to it than that, so not sure what's happened there. Whether that's maybe run out of fuel, I'm not quite sure. Hopefully not.
So surely. 15-minute quali session as Jet Murray, or rather is Cooper Murray, family racing program there. Jet's been racing in Toyota 1MAKE 86s here and in New Zealand, so he's pretty race fit. First time in a GT car. And he's adapted quickly down at Method Motorsport, and he's going to grab pole. Mason Harvey on the outside of the front row. So car 227, as you touched on, that's a big improvement for them in that session. Job Stewart in 3rd. So it's McLaren, Ford Mustang, Audi R8, Toyota Supra, Porsche Cayman in the top 5. So 5 different brands in the top 5 positions in another fiercely competitive Monochrome GT4 Australia. Look at the times, 12th down to 16th position, are almost on the same number. So all on a 13.8. Remarkably close between that group of cars.
Yeah, so, I mean, that car, the way these qualifyings are, you've obviously got to put, whether it is fuel related, but you've got to have enough fuel for 2 15-minute sessions, and unless it's an electrical gremlin, we're not quite sure, but he's currently 3rd. So, Rusty, any update?
Or why don't we consider for a moment here, Thomas, the kind of mixed emotions in all of this, because for you, the first quali was great, Blake, but do we know what's happened there?
I'm not too sure at the moment. I haven't got any radio, so I'm not sure what's wrong with it. But yeah, it's pretty good in my quali, so pretty happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this field is a class field. We've talked about that, you and I, in recent rounds. But to have this kind of form for 2 events now, that's really strong from you guys.
Yeah, it's good. Missing the first round hasn't helped the championship, but it's looking good. I mean, we come out of round 1 in 5th in the championship, so if we can continue that form, we should be right in it.
Okay, congratulations on what you did in your qualifying session, and the crew are still wandering around here. A bit of confusion about what it might be that's caused this.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. They'll go and understand all of that down there at BRM, who have taken over the race weekend running of the Nippy's Audi. Regardless, Job Stewart is going to end up 4th at the end of that. It's an identical lap time to Chris White. So 1 minute 13.31. 1-0 plays a 1 minute 13.3110.
So I guess it goes to whoever said it first.
Yeah, so Chris White on a countback is on top. Exact the same lap time for 3rd and 4th place. There you go. Jet Murray on top, his first pole position in Monochrome GT4 Australia. Chris Lillis on pole in the AM class and 10th outright, just in front of Glenn Walker in 11th outright. So the AM class car's going really nicely. And Jared Kite, who's sharing the number 21 car with Tony D'Alberto on pole in silver AM and 14th in front of Glenn Newman and Zach Suter. Highlights, qualifying number 2 for Monochrome GT4 Australia. Another action-packed qualifying session as 27 cars rolled out onto the racetrack. Steve Jacket qualified a long way down the order there, so the BMW's been struggling a little bit today as everyone got themselves some track position and the times tumbled quickly. Job Stewart was on the mark early. This was a big moment for Blake Tracy. The outside at turn 1 ended up 6th, so it was a good recovery, but a pretty lurid moment for the Meineke Motorsport Ford Mustang. Gathered it up, and by happenstance, his teammate was driving past at the same time. But Jet Murray What a performance. 1 minute 12.86 for Method Motorsport, his first career pole position in Monochrome GT4. Chris Stubbs with our pole winners for qualifying 2 in GT4 Australia.
Thank you, Richard, for the first time. Congratulations, Jet. What's that mean to you? Well done.
Yeah, it means a lot. The whole Method crew did an amazing job last night. Me and Tom and Ray worked really hard to try to get more out of the car today, and obviously we did that with Tom third and me on pole. So yeah, I can't thank everyone from Method enough, especially Tom for coaching me through it all. It's been amazing.
What was it doing so much better today for you?
Everything. Yeah. No, I think we're on a bad tyre yesterday, and just to go into this tyre just felt like a totally different car. So yeah, as I said, I can't thank everyone enough, and bring on the race.
That's it, Tom. He goes all right, doesn't he? He's talking it down, but he's a talent.
Yeah, the young fella did pretty good. He pulled that lap out of the bag pretty late in the session, so obviously the tyre was pretty hot at that point, so he's done an awesome job.
And for you as well, across both sessions, great pace.
Yeah, obviously to show the car has that pace across the 2 sessions after the struggles yesterday is absolutely awesome, and worked so hard to get that done. So yeah, thanks to the boys.
Great job. Go well and race on this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Rusty.
Stubbsy, thank you. I'm a little further down the pit lane from you with both Daniel Ferguson and Chris White. When you look across both sessions, boys, that's been really encouraging, really positive heading into the races.
Yeah, no, it's definitely encouraging. We got 2 P4s there, so I won't complain. Like at the bend, Dan did a fantastic job getting a pole, and I was down in 18th, so good to come back, bounce back. We did regroup after the bend. I had a lot of stuff to work on because did make a few poor mistakes myself, so we come here to get 2 forces quite good. Puts us in a good position for both races at least, so now we just got to leave it to the racing part of things, and hopefully we can both have a clean race. And I'm sure GWR did another fantastic job on the car. They prepped it fantastic this morning to give us a rocket ship, so can't wait to see what tonight's going to hold.
I think what he's alluded to there is the combination of things, and that gives you guys the confidence. The people in the background here and the Supras feel like they keep coming, mate. They're on the march here, aren't they?
Especially this year, it seems. Every round we're making a little step forward, which has been helping. But yeah, massive thanks to my sponsors, Talai, and it's should be a good weekend, so we'll see how the races go.
Well done to both of you. We're going to grab a commercial break in our coverage here. Shannons Speed Series, live from Queensland Raceway. That is quali done. You know what's next? We're going to go racing again. Stick around.